Yeah. Oh no. So I think I may have played 2 game days for the Raccoons, and 1 for the Roosters. Final game of today, and we've got the Sheffield Giants versus the London Amazons. Motion around on that one, taking that run. Flying down that sideline, picking up about 4 yards on that one. So before today, we had the Giants conceding 19 points. Conceding 26 points a game, and the Amazons scoring 14 a game. Incomplete pass on that one. So crowd control also provided by Sheffield Giants today. Bunch in the middle, 1 on the left and flying out. Left arm receiver making the grab. So trips on the left hand side for the Amazons. 2 safeties for the Giants making. Getting the first down on that one. So Sheffield Giants on won 1, drawn 1 and lost 3 so far this season. Amazons won 2, lost 4. Trips again on that left hand side. 1 blitz signalled. So we're joined once again by Neil Weimer, still wandering around his old home ground. What have you seen so far today that's really caught your eye?
So obviously from this drive straight away, the Olympians obviously being a new team, they don't look like a new team, do they? The way they move the ball, they're quite slick. The routes are crisp. The QB, I think, is an ex-baseball player, so she's obviously got a good throw on her. But utilising Molly in the slot pretty much on every play. There she is again, open in the middle. Oh, well played there for Hannah Saw, breaking that one up.
So, I mean, I've been told off a couple of times for getting it wrong about the Loughborough setup, and I can now get my own back. It's not the Olympians, it's the Amazons.
Oh, it's the Olympians. Oh, yeah, sorry, yeah.
London Amazons against Sheffield Giants at the moment.
Touche, yeah.
But Twins on the left-hand side. It's for, like we said, like you just said then, it's for a new team. They are very, very experienced. They've got a few players that have been playing before. I think some of them that we've seen at previous game days were Warwick Wolverines. So they've gained a bit of knowledge along the way. I think it was one of the things that kind of stood out for us when we watched the 1st and 15 one. When you look at the saying, oh, they're a new team, let's see how they do. And then when they turn up, you kind of look at the sideline going, I recognise quite a few of these players. Hitting that outside, managed to make that grab on that one. In for the score, first points on the board going to the Amazons.
They may be a new team, but they don't look like they're playing with a new team mentality. They look like they've come here to win, not just sort of feel it out and see how they get on.
So they've won 2, lost 4 so far this season. That was before today. I'm not too sure how they've done today.
I think they beat both gold and green.
So it could be a 4-4 record on the board for them. with 1 game left to play. Going across that back.
That's dedication.
So Sheffield take the field once again. Twins on the right hand side. It's like, I think we're, so yeah, we're just waiting for a blitz marker to actually come in. And that outside. So incomplete on 2nd down.
You know, like I said, I just hope I didn't screw it.
Making a few yards on that catch as well. Getting about 4.
All right. You'll have a great weekend. Rest of your weekend. Great job today. Take care of yourself.
Going to the outside. Incomplete pass. 2nd drop on that side in this drive. So Twins on the right hand side. 1 blitz coming through. Coming across that middle.
So the Giants team obviously looks very different to what we've sort of got used to over the last 4 or 5 years. A lot of recognised faces missing. Beck's not here today. Obviously Steph Warren's now retired. So it looks like a rebuild for the Sheffield Giants this year. Does look like they've got some ex-Sheffield Hallam alumni in there though.
It's always like when you've got the university team just down the road. I mean, I know that Hallam aren't involved in this season, but I don't know if they're still training and planning on coming back. And across that middle. So I mean, obviously we don't have Sheffield Hallam in this season. We don't have the Wolverines either, so that's 2 university teams that aren't playing at the moment, but obviously the Wolverines have semi-merged with the Panthers for this one and sort of building up a slightly bigger squad. Goes to the outside, gets that 1st down as well. So Twins on the left hand side. Gets that quick grab. So about 17 yards to go now. Going trips on the left hand side. Coming across that middle. So a high ball there. Gone forward by the receiver, batted up into the air slightly. I think a few more of the Sheffield Giants defenders were more trying to close down, ready to make that tackle. Bunch in the middle with a single receiver on the left hand side. Going down that right. marked down at around about the 4-yard line.
So the London Amazons seem to be moving the ball at ease here, really. QB seems to be able to have time to make a read. It's not really getting any pressure on her.
So number 47 for the Amazons. Has been a big target. Should have got one score, I think. And an incomplete pass on the goal line.
So a bit of a wasted opportunity there from the Amazons. Really should have punched that one in, taking the 2-score lead up. Let's see if the Giants can turn this back round.
I mean, it was a good drive, and then that final play on the end zone, especially as a QB, it's a horrible thing to see that the ball hit the receiver's hands. Incomplete on that one. So yeah, the ball hit her square in the hands. I don't know if it just bobbled out slightly. But so they finished their drive scoreless on that one. Still got a 6-0 lead. So Twins on the right hand side. Gone deep. Number 1 for the Amazons, making a big play on that one. So third down, still on their own 5-yard line. Looking out to his left hand side, cuts back inside. It was a safer option on that one, I think. So she's picked up about 7 yards on that one. So about 13 now to go. Getting trips on the left hand side. Rolling out to her right. It's a high ball on that one.
Great defence there, number 1 again.
Second big back down that she's had in this one. Amazon's offense ready to take the field straight away. It's one of the things that they may be having a slight advantage with at the moment, is that they've got the numbers that they've got so far today. And they've got an offense and a defense ready to go either time.
It's a good point as well, and then I gather they set off about 5:15 this morning from London as well on the train, so they've had a lot of travel to get here. It's Molly over the middle. Should make the score here. Yep. It's Molly Brett for the touchdown.
So second touchdown of the game for the Amazons. Takes them 12-0 up. Big score on that one. We've now finally managed to get her actual MVP jersey from our first and 15 tournament. It took us a couple of months, but we got there eventually.
You'll have to forgive my bias here as well, because Molly is one of my ex-players for UON and Leicester Huntsman as well, so very happy to see her back playing. She's had a couple of years out, so good to see her back on the field.
Claiming a little bit of credit as well there for the...
As always.
So number 47 with the drop at the back of the end zone. She's been fairly sure-handed so far today.
But did you notice I didn't say anything when she got the ball in the end zone?
So Amazon's defense. Amazon's defense takes the field once again. Held out the Giants so far. Coming across that middle, cuts back inside. So trips on the right hand side. Rolling out to that right, shovel pass across the front, making a break for this one. She's got the first down. Clock has been stopped for that injury. So she is back up and walking around. So a big collision down that sideline puts the the Giants even further down the field. So because it was the penalty that's pushed them inside the no-run zone, they still are officially classed as outside the no-run, even though they're on about the 4-yard line. Incomplete pass on that right-hand side.
That's good played by the defensive back there, though. She just got in there just enough to put Hannah off that catch. What are we on now? Are we on second or third?
This should be second down now. Contact penalty, I think, would have been. I mean, they got the first down anyway, so I think the contact penalty would have just sealed a definite first down. Running out to that right-hand side, being chased down, gets away. Gets the ball away, but slightly too high. So this now brings up third down for the Giants. Wide open receiver across that middle back of the end zone. Ball was a little bit too short this time. Twins on the right hand side. She's found the same receiver this time. So they get the touchdown on this time.
So that's nice there from Emma. She trusted herself to go back, make the same sort of read, same route, just got a better throw in there. That's nice to see that touchdown. She had confidence to go back to that one.
I think as soon as the play had finished, as she looked over to the sideline for the decision on the play, she was signalling for same play again. So I think she'd seen the gap in the defence on that one.
That's a nice throw as well. Just let down by the receiver there a little bit. Just put it right in the corner there. With a wasted opportunity there for the extra point.
Well, it's now 12-6. So Amazon's still leading, but the Giants have now halved that advantage that they've got. Molly Brett with the catch in the middle.
So Sheffield Giants playing a 2-2, playing it quite wide as well, so they're always giving away that space in the middle. Amazons are just taking the space every single time, really. We'll see if the Giants can close down that middle a little bit more throughout this drive.
It's the thing as a QB when you're looking at these ones, as soon as that blitz comes through, that middle gap seems to be the easiest option. Obviously, you don't always get the big yardage and breakaway ones because you've got 4 defenders closing down on you. There's a 2-minute warning for the first half. Both teams have to go straight on. Makes that grab on the outside. So 3rd down, 5 yards to go for that first. Bunch in the middle with a single receiver on the left hand side. Makes the grab, gets the extra yards, about a yard over. And a minute 25 left in the half. So trips on the left hand side this time.
An inverted defence for the Giants. Like seem to go over the middle here. No. Take the yards again. Yep.
Right with the catch. Timeout called by Sheffield.
I always feel if you can run that inverted defence, if you've got enough time for your QB to get separation from the receiver on that post route, you should have the gap over the middle. But a nice pickup of the yards again there. And what are they, about 12 yards? 12 yards short? 13 yards? Something like that?
I think it is about 12. No, so about 15 yards short. It's the problem with some of the multi-sports pitches is there are lines everywhere and you're trying to read them off. I think they have used a lot of the American football lines for this one.
If they come out in that inverted defence again, I'd like to see them take a shot here. 2nd down, still got 2 other chances. Yep.
So bunch in the middle with a single receiver on the left hand side. Incomplete pass across that left hand side.
So when you run that bunch with an isolated receiver on the outside, if you can get one-on-one on the outside, you split the middle over the cover 2, you should have it open, but you've got to get vertical. You've got to make sure the receiver gets vertical to the back of the end zone. Let's see if she goes through it this time.
So trips on the left hand side. A motion coming across. Faking that handoff. Find the wide open receiver.
Oh, that's a great tackle
She's gotta
right
be-
at the end there.
So about a yard away from that goal line now, mate. Yeah, so they're a yard away. And I think Sheffield have called a timeout. Maybe looking to get the ball back with enough time to score as well.
So as an ex-QB, Marcus, what's your favourite option here? Do you go into centre, try and pop it in quick, or do you go and shotgun, give yourself a bit more time?
I was always a shotgun person, mainly because the blitzers nowadays, the speed they've got, I want to give them an extra like 3 or 4 yards to run instead of I don't want to move any closer to them. But yeah, I think they'll be looking. So would you be going crossing routes or would you be going spread out that?
Yeah, you get them crossing, maybe even run sprint route, get into the corner on the first pylon.
So we've got split receivers on a slot on the left hand side.
Yeah,
Rolling out to the right, shovel past that one across. Incomplete on that. So now 4th down and still a yard to go. And a minute 3 left in this half.
That's turnover.
I see originally the referee did signal 4th down.
So I like the play call there, they just didn't really execute it very well. But I prefer to be under centre in that situation, just so you can get that quick pop off.
You do get the speed on that one. If you can almost box out your defender. But I think she was going for the defender that seemed to have 2 people on him anyway. So Sheffield looking to extend their lead, tie this game up.
I think if you're under centre there as well, you've got quite a few options. You can run a little fake and then pop it over the top as well. It's more like the Alan Young school of quarterbacking that we've all grown to love and watch over the years.
So from the previous game today, I seen he ran. I think it was I seen that they ran a play where they basically ran everyone across from the left to the right and scored on the front right corner, and then on the extra point they ran the exact same play but ran it to the back right corner instead.
Yeah.
So trips on the right hand side, rolling out to that right, shovel pass across the front. She got a big chunk of yardage last time she ran this play. Timeout called now by the defence.
Would have liked to have seen Hannah try and get to the outside there rather than coming back inside where the strength of the defence was. Maybe even get out of bounds if she could.
So I think last time she ran this play, that she did make it to the outside and got most of the way downfield. This time, not quite as far. So 50 seconds left, 8 yards away from the first down. Going across that middle, big grab, gets the first down.
Seconds left, you can run 42 plays.
So Twins on the right hand side. I think Sheffield have still got one timeout left.
That's really good blitz in there as well, forcing her to take the underneath, keeping her in bounds.
So Twins again on the right hand side. Deep ball on that one, incomplete for that one. So I think 18 seconds left in the half. Sheffield trailing by 6.
Annabelle. Well done. Again there, great blitzing.
So hounded down by that blitzer, put about 5 yards inside their own half. And they're opting to let that first half run out. So we have a half-time score, Sheffield Giants 6, London Amazons 12.
Pop up right. Not pop up on right.
What do you remember my set from the finals last year?
I tried to say none of the ones.
I tried to about this. What, women? No, when I did the juniors.
Oh, yeah.
They think I tried to about this short in case. And the problem, the main problem I had was that you start feet. All I can see is the back of them. But basically, when I got this, I was like, I need cameras. Guy messaged the guy was selling stuff online. He's got like 350 cameras. Yeah, that's fine. As I was talking to him, tripod.
And then
It's
the
British
blue
as well.
guys just
Maybe
to say,
like,
how much
how much? Right with the camera. 400 quid. I'll take it straight.
Giants on me, giants on me. 1, 2, 3, yes! 30 seconds.
I thought, what are we doing? So, second half, Sheffield started with the ball. Last drive didn't get them the full way to the pitch. They got just around about the halfway line and the drive seemed to fall apart. But now we have second half, they have started with the ball. Hitting that outside.
So I'll put my coffee down now, and I've got my own microphone. That's a nice throw by Emma Bowman that Hannah saw there. With it being an inexperienced Giants team in comparison to what we've seen over the last few years, she does seem to be favouring Hannah a little bit on the route. But that's understandable, right, Marcus?
Yeah, I mean, especially like they've played together for quite a while. So you almost know what the other person's going to be doing.
There by number 1, going for Hannah again. The Amazons obviously noted what we just mentioned really.
I'm sure they're listening to the coverage over there, getting all the hints and tips. But yeah, they so if you've got a preferred receiver, I mean, someone that you've played alongside for a long time, you've built up that connection. You know that there are certain plays that you can run that you know what they'll be doing and what they can do.
That's it. It's getting used to people's speed and timing as well, isn't it, on the routes. And as I said, this is obviously a very different looking ground side that it's playing in at the moment. So it's good though. It means that they're bringing new people into the sport. It's not just the same people over and over again.
So trips on the right hand side. They've gone to that right hand side.
I like this little connection we've got going on between the quarterback and Brown, number 47. She looks like she's a new basis, but she looks like she's been playing for a while.
Just get some technical support on that one. So yeah, from what we've seen so far today, she's been a key player so far on this offense. So bunch in the middle, one on the left hand side. False start has been thrown on that one. So the false start brings them back to around about halfway. So I mean, yeah, it's the true definition of a pocket passer. Not something you really see in flag, because obviously you don't have 300-pound linemen chasing you down. So you do have the freedom to move around a little bit more. Fakes the handoff on that one.
Yeah, she's obviously, as a team, they've obviously been working on timing of the route, which is good. Especially as a new team. You don't normally get that as a new team. I mean, she's barely moving off the spot before she makes the throw.
Yeah, it's an interesting idea to go down.
in terms of our quarterbacking. So maybe it's more my style to be just stand and throw.
But I think that the main one is that that's been her idea from the start. She's going to stand there and throw the ball. I think our one was we would like to move around and run around and throw the ball, but we just couldn't. That was the main issue with that one.
Remember when we went on a run play, we gasped as I ran 5 yards down the field like Monty Burns.
Trips on the left-hand side now for the Amazons. Milo with the catch across that front.
Unfortunately, the Amazons just aren't taking the chances at the minute, keeping the Giants interested. Bit of another lost opportunity there. Obviously, we got the pick. Just over the halfway, they got backed up again. And then didn't quite get to the end zone as well.
Well, Sheffield take over now, down by 7 points. Incomplete pass on that first one.
Do you feel if the Giants are going to do anything here, Hannah's got to really step up, get the catches and get upfield. She's literally as stable as one as play at the moment.
And this may be where the Giants have a slight downside on that one. She is a great player she can make the catches and make the plays, and she's already done it a few times today.
Yeah, and understanding she's probably feeling quite a bit of pressure as a receiver there. If she knows she's the primary receiver on most of the plays, a lot of pressure on you trying to make the pass. So it's good to see the sentinel get back there. Third down.
But then this is where, as a defence, they've already picked up on it because the last time the safety came across and helped cover that one. So there could be. There's a lot more passes going to Hannah, but there's a lot more defensive pressure going that way as well.
She is such a good player as well. She's not only playing for the Giants at the minute, she's also part of the Sax and the City group. She obviously brings a lot of experience. The fact to even try and move the ball around a bit more to support her. That looks like a very short 7 yards from them.
I mean, there are 7 yards. There are yard markers on the field.
That's about 5.5. No surprise, she's straight on there. Just missed the tag. Feel for the Giants there a little bit because that was clearly not 7 yards. Instantly put pressure on Emma to get the ball off there.
But then looking at the throw, the defender seemed to be in front of the receiver already, and then the ball was thrown. From what I could see at that point, that may not have been a full 7 yards. I mean, she looks like she's 7 yards away now. Going across that middle.
Up over the middle to Molly again. On a side note, those are the horizon there of the team. Your son just scored field goal.
See, so it's that the talents that you don't need in flag football. That's what we excel at.
We're all punted inside.
I mean, when you think of UK flag football, you don't think of kicking, you don't think of commentary. It's the only two things that we can really do. So we're doing well for that one. Shovel pass across the front, nice to spin that one in.
I genuinely made a mistake. I thought we had a QB.
So 18-6 now. Extra points still to go for the Amazons. I mean, the Amazons, and this is where it's an advantage and a disadvantage at the same time, as they line up in that bunch in the middle. Looking for someone across that back, incomplete pass. So the Amazons actually refereed 2 games in a row. So you do get a long break, you do get to watch the other teams, but your body does seize up and go cold. Because I think they played the first game and then had a 2-game break.
Yeah, there's nothing more frustrating when you're at game day and you play 1 or 2 games and then you have like a 2 to 3 hour break. Like you say, you can see that very easily in that situation. But the team could not really struggling with that in moment time.
Twins on the right hand side now. Twins again on the right hand side. Blitz coming through.
There you go, force to the left. There you go, and that's exactly what I was just saying. Force to the left. Get sacked. I do know what I'm on about sometimes.
See, this is where you may want to check on the Amazon sideline for a video. If they are watching this coverage and
No, genuinely, that's great blitzing. She really took to it. Force to the left. Got sacked. First down.
so trips on the left hand side now. Big grab across that. Not picking up a huge amount of yardage once again. They're happy to slowly work their way downfield, and it's worked for a lot of their drives. But it's that final play that they need to either get them across that first down or into the end zone, which is where they've really struggled so far.
Amazon's in a great position here. Obviously, fourth down. If they get picked, got a short field. If they turn over and it's on their own 5, they can take more time off the clock on the next drive, which is what's going to happen.
So we have
in the game through time now. 20 to force anything now. Well, there's 3 scores to 1 up.
yes, 18-6 is the score. Nine minutes 10 seconds left in this one. And we're still 9 minutes left. You're not massively pushing that panic button right yet, but you may be getting ready to.
See, this is where I like to see nice little run play, get the drive going, take a bit of time off. 3 scores up. I need to lift that back.
And the other one is it gets you outside that no run zone.
Exactly.
You're on your own 5-yard line at that point.
Not something I've ever seen before, but Emma Cronin's on defense. She's in the blitz position. And the risky pass, but there she is again, safe hand, number 47.
So trips on the left hand side. Looking for my
Flat again there. Now the back foot. Fourth and long. So they're in an interesting situation now. It's like, do they really try and push the envelope to go for the first down, or do they just keep the score as it is? Take no risks.
It's the confidence in your defence is where it comes into it now. If you've got the confidence in your defence, you don't mind taking a shorter option, trying for it, maybe not necessarily going full pelt.
That's great put there by Hannah Saw, to be fair. That's good stop by the Giants. Still in the game.
So 2 scores down, and there's still, I'm guessing, around about 7-8 minutes left. Start of that the Amazons drive, I think there was 9 minutes 10 seconds left.
What do you do here then, Marcus? Do you go for a nice drive, or do you try and take a shot early?
I've always been a drive person. I don't mind taking the time.
Okay, that's interesting.
I'm not too sure if that was.
She's in motion, so it's not impeding.
So yeah, not impeding the blitz on that one. It was almost like a running block as you just kind of waited for a handoff.
I couldn't see what the read was for the pass though, at the end of it, which is a bit interesting.
Yeah, because I think most of her receivers were on the far left-hand side of the field while she was rolling out to that right-hand sideline.
Nice yards there from Hannah.
So now 10 yards away from the first down. rolling out to that right hand side. Gets rid of that blitz, cuts back across. Receiver was wide open, and I think if she'd have managed to make the grab on that one, she would have been closed down, but I think she would have got him a hell of a lot closer to that.
Very close to a first down there. Blitzer looks good. She's fast. She breaks down a little bit more. She's doing can be a lot better going forward, I think. Just seems to breathe by a couple of times.
She'll pass on that one.
So another drive to go. I'd like to see the Giants take a shot over the top of the Hannah at some point. Get her isolated on the outside.
So I mean, with the blitz one, it is always that thing of you want to get to that QB as fast as possible, and sometimes I don't know if it's just like excitement, or maybe sometimes the knowledge of the game to learn you don't necessarily have to go 100 miles an hour and get there.
Well, she actually looks better when she doesn't go in at full speed though.
So Twins on the left hand side. Big back.
Way back down from the blitz there, number 9 for Giants. That's the only downside if you're a static QB. Don't move.
I mean, I think that's the first. That's the first time that she's got any major pressure or any contact with the ball.
Nice throw there in the flat again. She's really comfortable throwing into the flat.
Hit those. And this is where they've done it, where it's not a big amount of yardage every single play, but it's enough just to move them down the field. I mean, offensively, if you look at it, you need about 6 plays. If you can get 6 yards per play, you're doing okay on that one, because you can afford one drop, one slightly under and things like that, so you're okay. And this is what the Amazons have been doing.
Oh, that's a great grab by Molly Brett, and she's not had a tag pulled, and that is a touchdown.
So I think there was a lot of confusion there when she stopped to actually check for her flags as well. I think they got spun round in that middle bit then. I mean, I've just said that they only need to get like 6 yards per play. Next thing you know, they throw for 10 and run it the rest of the way as well.
At some point though, you do have to stretch the field. You've got to stretch that defense out. Can't keep allowing him playing that box defense all day.
So 24-6 now the scoreline.
Just see a pick. Yeah, there's a pick. No chance to run it back to. There's the attacker became a defender.
And again, as a defender, when you've caught that interception, you've picked them off in the end zone on that 2-point or the extra point, and you're looking at the length of the field to run, and you go all that way and you go, that's 2 points. It's not always the big incentive.
Also, with the score as it is in the game,
Yeah.
running back at this point. No, that's good play by the attacker who became a defender. Hannah didn't really have anywhere to go.
So 2-minute warning has been called. So now, as we look at this one, so they're inside the 2-minute warning, 24-6 down. As the Giants, are you trying to just bring the score back a little bit, or are you just kind of looking at it now as almost like a practice session?
Yeah, I was about to say, you've got to go away with some confidence away from this last drive, really. Try and build a drive. That's a great set there. Build a drive, get a score, something to go home with. Positive. Take it into your next session. Bring it into your next game, though. Again, though, I still keep saying, sooner or later, they've got to get Hannah isolated on the outside and take a shot. It's very safe football at the minute. Play across the middle, and really in the situation, it's not getting you anywhere.
I mean, like they are slowly working their way downfield, but yeah, if you want to test it, and then the big question is it?
We're now at fourth down and still on row 5.
So yeah, now is it the coach calling the plays? Is it a QB confidence? Trips on the left-hand side. So another turnover. So we had this one, the score wasn't as close in the last game when it was Iceni versus UN Gold. When UN Gold had the lead, but they started to still throwing the ball.
So I spoke to the quarterback after the game. It was supposed to be a little pop-off. And it didn't work out that way. And I think she just...
But now I think the Amazons will be going now to their running game.
Sorry, it's supposed to be a fake pop-off and then hit underneath. In this situation, Amazons have won. We've just got to win the clock out. Stay in bounds. Try with a win. Was that 3 wins for the Amazons today?
I'm not too sure on the Amazons score sheet today.
Yeah, they beat both the UON teams, so that's 3 wins. Good day at the office for the Amazons. What did they start off on? 2 and 4?
2 and 4 on this one, yeah, before today.
So they're over 500 after today then.
So yeah, that will put them on a 5 and 4 record. Sheffield at the start of this one, won 1, drawn 1, lost 3.
Who was the draw again?
I'm not too sure. This was on the previous weeks, but they've lost at least 2 today. I'm not too sure if they played a third one. Obviously they're losing this one, and they also lost to Iceni. Hitting that outside once again.
So the Giants. Yeah, keep them honest. Still playing right to the very end, using a timeout. At this point, do you take a shot here, Marcus, to add the score, or do you...
I mean, I'll be happy just to run this one out. I mean, when you've got a 24-6 lead, run the clock out.
Well, we just said make them work for it.
Get that motion going. Get a hand off on that one.
Stay in bounds. Yep, stay in bounds. Oh, and she slipped through. Well, good recovery tackle
So
there by Hannah.
She gets the first down, which does stop the clock once again. And 34 seconds left.
I know I'm biased, and I know I've coached Molly, but it is good to see her back playing because she has had a couple of years out, so it is really good to see her back on the field and playing well. And this Amazon's team looks good. It could be a force over the next couple of years.
I mean, if they continue to grow and gain a few more, I mean, because they've gained a lot of experienced players straight off, you don't have that the rookie years where you're bringing in all your new players, trying to teach them the sport and then get them into games as well.
I know they're being coached by Akita from the Hyde Park Renegades, but they've almost got that London Hyde Park sort of vibe about them.
Yeah. So the Amazons have now called a timeout.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see how this thing grows. In fact, the dynamic of this is quite interesting. We've seen the Sheffield Giants who established been around a lot of years, and obviously got a lot of new players for them, and then you've got the Amazons who are a new team, and they've grown up with curve. So
Yeah, and I think both of them have kind of fed off the university system. So Sheffield have obviously got Hallam just down the road, picking up a lot of players from there. So I said before, some of the Amazons, I'm not too sure if they're here today, but they are ex-Wolverines, and so then they obviously got Nottingham in as well.
they look like they've got a really good blend of athletes in there.
across that middle.
Again,
Slipped through that one.
is that a score? That is another touchdown from Molly Brett.
And I think it's one of the biggest fears when a person picks up the sport at university, is obviously they're not always going to stay in that area.
Well, that's it exactly. I mean, she was at this university, so
And then they move away
yeah.
and into an area that doesn't have flag football, and you do lose a lot of players in that way.
And that's the challenge Molly's had, and I'm sure she'll be fine with me saying this. She was living in Maidstone, and she couldn't find a team. And then, thankfully, she moved to London, and all of a sudden, the Amazons came along and brought her back into the sport, effectively. Oh, that's a great one.
So it's
They went for the
31-6.
score. They didn't try and run it out. They padded the score.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they were going for like long shots and let's go end zone or nothing, but I think they were just working their way downfield.
Yeah, it was a nice methodical drive, to be fair.
And then the touchdown was a broken tackle on that first one. Got an extra 3 or 4 yards that she needed for that one. So I think there's 20 seconds left in the game. Sheffield, no timeouts. Amazons have got 1.
We had a bit of a mix up with the routes there between the centre and Hannah. I see Hannah on the outside.
I mean, they took that long shot that you were after. Just not necessarily with the receiver that you thought it would be the main one.
Two blitzes nominated this time. Sending the one still though. Good blitz in, yeah.
Sack on that last one.
And that's what happens when you force the QB to the weak side.
And that is the final score for this one. So we have the Sheffield Giants 6 and the London Amazons 31.